Hello, Love School community. Hiya, I'm talking a bit quiet because, and you might guess from my time, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. It's really, really late or really, really early. However you choose to assign that analysis. So I am popping on to do a video about the art of rest, and I wanted to put it in the community and give you a little update as well, because there's been loads of changes. There's not many active members in our community right now, so I stopped doing the videos. I'm going to be relaunching soon, she says, potentially in the new year. So whenever you see this video, I hope that it resonates and you find it helpful in one way or another. For the few people that are still in the community, sorry I haven't been posting. I had some changes in circumstances and just stopped work and had to focus on other things. And sleep has always in rest. The idea of sleep and rest has always been something, well, not always, but something I struggled with for a long time, a lot in my life. And from kind of opposite extremes, from pretty extreme insomnia to oversleeping, not really getting a deep enough sleep because I dream really vividly, and obviously I had past trauma, and our trauma responses can interfere with our sleep quite a lot, either one way or another, either stopping us from getting a sleep because our nervous systems are on high alert, or shutting us down, so we cope by sleeping a lot or oversleeping. And I've experienced like both extremes of that. But one thing I really had to learn was allowing myself to rest, taking away any guilt, any shame, any additional stress and anxiety based on the ideas of my sleep, of my resting, what should be allowed, what should be allowed, what I should be doing, what I shouldn't be doing, how much sleep I should be getting, the quality of sleep I should be getting. All these judgments and ideas I used to place on my sleep actually had a really detrimental, vicious cycle. Used to stop us from sleeping, and then when I did, sleep a lot. So stuff that's happened in my life over the past couple of months. I had a bereavement. My nan died, and she was quite ill before that, and there was some family drama going on. So that was kind of my summer. And then just when we were kind of beginning that process of grief and bereavement, my mum suddenly collapsed and had a stroke, and she has been in hospital ever since. It was very unexpected. She was a very fit and healthy woman, and it was a shock. And she was in intensive care for a long time, and there was quite a few complications, lots of ups and downs. So just generally a bit of a stressful time, a bit traumatic. And I'm happy to report she's she's out of intensive care now, and she's starting her recovery process. It'll still take a while for her to be restored back to her full health, find out where she's going to be once her brain trauma and her all that heals, what she is going to be capable of and everything. But I digress. The reason I'm explaining that is because, well, it seems quite obvious to me now, but that happened and it caused a dysregulation in my life. And I responded responded by just stopping work, and then having to like work through the ripple effect of that. So it's been about 6 or 7 weeks. Maybe it's even a bit longer, maybe it's 8 weeks, because my nan died and stuff, and I slowed down a bit then. I was taking a bit of time, but lots of things have happened in regard to that choice to stop. Now, I've stopped before, but genuinely, when I've stopped before, it's because of my own health crisis, because I felt I had to. And I can be, or I used to be, very much a workaholic. A workaholic. Yeah, I'm sorry if I say silly things and stuff. It's really late and I'm still like a bit sleepy and tired. I just can't actually get to sleep. I just remembered as I was talking, one of my intentions. So, yeah, so when I have stopped before, it was almost like a forced stop, and I realised that was a trauma response of mine that I've had to allow for in my life, and I now allow a lot more space to allow myself to rest. I don't work quite as much. I set limits on that. For example, I definitely won't work past 11 p.m. Some people that might sound a bit crazy anyway, but I fit in other things, so I might work in like spurts for like 2 or 3 hours when I'm on it, when I'm feeling like I have a lot of energy, but I still have other responsibilities. I still need to like eat and walk the dog and those sort of things. But sometimes I have a lot of energy and I use it, but after 11 p.m. I won't. I don't work after 11 p.m. now. I allow that time just to stop and rest and unwind, even if I'm doing something else. I don't focus on work. Whereas sometimes I used to, deep dark past, work till like 2, 3 in the morning. Just keep working. But I don't actually allow that now. There's certain adaptations I've brought into my life to help me with sleep, but just also help me relax and unwind. For example, I'm drinking a nice herbal tea. This one is a sleep mix with like chamomile and apple and passion flower, I think. I sometimes write, journal. I have lots of healthy habits that I do to help myself relax, and I also have some unhealthy habits I've recently adopted. That's maybe another video. But my unhealthy habits on that bad day are I have discovered a little bit more of the features on social media, and it is really, really appealing to my neurodiverse brain right now. But actually, a lot of the previous unhealthy habits that I used to have that helped me rest or sleep, like smoking weed, like drinking alcohol, I don't do anymore. There's some things that I do to help me relax. Have a hot bath, listen to music. I used to do a bit of yoga. I've kind of stopped the yoga at the minute, actually, because I found that it wasn't. I'm going to go off on one as well. There's reasons why I stopped the yoga for a while. I'll put that down. One of the things that's helped, I'll show you this, and I'm not getting paid for any advertisement. This is, I'm going to take one of these, that's why I popped off to get it. It's a melatonin sleep aid, and this particular one I found really, really helpful. It's a pretty high-powered one that I need, and it's a slow release. So melatonin is a naturally produced chemical in our brain that helps us to drift into sleep and wakes us up. This light that I've put on to do the video is probably not very helpful for my melatonin levels. It's kind of why I'm looking away. But I do sometimes take the melatonin if I feel that I can't just settle and drift off. And that has been like really helpful for my sleep. Especially since I stopped smoking weed and I don't take so much of the CBD. So there's a few like natural kind of supplement things I do just to help relax and allow myself physically to unwind a little bit, to get better sleep. But mentally and emotionally, one of the important things I've had to do in my recovery, in my transition to a more healthy, balanced lifestyle, is allow for the rest. And I've spent a lot of time actually in the past, and I still do as it comes up, unpacking the ideas around why I wouldn't allow rest. And they can go really deep, actually. Mine will link to parent issues, inner child wounds, school, general expectations of society. And some of them were really, really deeply entrenched and actually quite harmful. Some of the beliefs, some of the ideas, some of the reinforced actual habits of neglect and abuse that I imposed on myself and were imposed on me at times by others in the past that stopped me from being able to sleep and rest. I was actually raped in my sleep. So that obviously didn't help with my being able to rest. But all this stuff, our trauma, can all affect how we allow ourselves to relax and then the thought patterns we create about it. So the art of resting for me has been something I've had to work on, and it's an important part of our life. We're not always designed to always be doing, and if you're into human design, then you might find, depending on your human design, that there's different styles. Some people, so generators, people have generator energy, which I do, but actually I'm a bit more like a manifestor, I think. But people who have generator energy are supposed to use up all their energy and then sleep. Manifestors, projectors, and reflectors have a different kind of energy that is renewed in different ways. So they need more of a routine. They need to give more time to shut down and slow down before they sleep. And just getting to know yourself and getting to know your own cycles, your own habits, your own patterns, and how you feel and think and believe about rest. What does it mean? What's the meaning you give behind it? Because not being able to rest can have an accumulative effect of ill health, which is like really what happened to me. I mean, combined with my trauma responses and you know, the other stuff that I had going on, addictions and things, but a lot of them were rooted in this idea of allowing rest and create, and I think learning to do it is an art, and that's what I'm going to call this video, the art of resting. And it's something important that helps us. So at the minute, just bring this back full circle what I started talking about. So at the minute I've stopped working, which is why I'm doing this, but I'm still doing odd little things when I'm inspired to, like this video, what I can manage, but I'm both trying not to put any pressure on myself to do anything and also become very aware of that responses that I'm having because of that. Worry, ideas of anxiety over money, over how productive I am. I'm working through how I'm feeling about certain words or ideas around like laziness and not being strong. You know, these words, these different ideas, I just notice that come up when I'm trying to allow this space, because frankly, I haven't had holidays for a very long time. I don't take time off sick because I'm rarely sick, self-employed, so I don't often take chunks of time off. I tend to like design my lifestyle more, so I have like daily rest and weekly rest. Like every Sunday I have to myself, and although sometimes I have to be active on a Sunday and like clean or you know, do chores, that is a day of rest for me. I have that as a day where there's no pressure, no expectations, and I just go for walks, spend time with the dog, sometimes meet people, but it's a day where absolutely no expectations and I can just rest and literally do nothing if I want to. So I tend to like have this as an art of something that I try and incorporate in my daily life, in my weekly life. And I've been meaning to take a chunk of time off, to have a holiday or something for a while, and haven't for over a year. And even then it was only a weekend away. haven't taken like a good week off or something since pre-COVID, but because of the whole like COVID lockdown thing, I was stuck in the house. It kind of felt like a long rest sort of thing, didn't it? In some ways. So anyway, just becoming aware of the habits that were formed, and then what has come up since I've allowed myself, granted myself, prescribed myself this time just to rest in between going to see my mum in hospital every day and processing and dealing with that situation every day. It's very tiring on a deep level. It's very tiring. So other than doing that and taking care of my basic needs and my pet's basic needs, I'm not doing an awful lot more at all. I'm literally just resting. And that is something I've had to learn to allow myself. So I feel like I've gone on a little bit now. This video is more than 15 minutes and I'm kind of blubbering and slurring a bit because it is late. But this is an invitation for you to consider, maybe it's what I've said, and look at your own relationship with rest, the ideas you have around rest, your own habits and cycles around rest. Analyze it. Have you been resting too much? Do you need to maybe incorporate a little bit more activity in your life? Do you definitely need a rest? Can you allow yourself a rest? How can you allow yourself more rest? We can use a life design process around rest. Is a really great little design that you can do that has really, really, ripple effect in your life, in many areas of your life. Learning how to rest, learning how to allow rest also improves your relationships, because whatever you are putting on yourself around like ideas around rest or allowing that also is going to mirror in your relationships and your expectations of others. And so I just want to share that. And it was probably going to be a little bit quiet on the community feed and stuff over the next few weeks and months. I'm going to be tweaking some things in the background, bringing your finishing off some courses that I've got part done, getting them uploaded on the system, tweaking some of the courses that are on there. If anyone wants to give me feedback, as always, it's very, very welcome. And then we'll probably be relaunching in the new year, I reckon. Fingers crossed. But yes, I invite you to look at your rest and make it important and get some good rest, which is what I'm going to try and do after making this video. So take care. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon.